The monsoon season begins creeping up on the northeastern coast of Peninsular Malaysia around November, as it annually does. For over 2 months, the coast is hit with strong winds, heavy rainfall, and floods are expected. But last year was different. The floods were unprecedented and the worst in over 20 years. More than 200,000 people were displaced by the extensive and swift flooding. 21 people died. Homes, schools, healthcare facilities, crops, and infrastructure across the coastal states were drowned out by the muddied waters. It has been almost 2 months since the devastation struck, but for many, the road to recovery remains a distant uphill undertaking. These images were taken in and around Kampung Karangan, a village about 2 hours away from Kota Baru, the capital of Kelantan. Karangan sits along the Lebeh River, a tributary of the Kelantan River. Water levels increase drastically during the season and very often spill over into surrounding areas. The damage caused by the floodwaters in Karangan is still very much visible. A single wall is all that remains of this home. The family is now sheltered against the elements by only a sheet of tarp. All that is left of many homes are skeletal remains. Even concrete walls and pillars were reduced to rubble. Clothes, destroyed electrical appliances, and furniture still remain after 2 months and are a stark reminder of the magnitude of last year's tragedy. Perhaps the sheer amount of personal property and effects, or maybe the shock of seeing a lifetime's work destroyed in a matter of minutes, has made it impossible for people to clear the debris, scattered around a simple life that was once a hub of village activity. Cars and motorcycles lined the driveways, washed up and rendered useless. Cleaning efforts have been hampered until only recently, when the water supply returned. By then, however, much of the mud had dried. This makes cleaning an even more laborious task. This recently reopened school in Mane Urai still bears the mark of the flood's ravages. At the peak of the flooding, the water level here rose to over 14 feet, effectively covering the entire ground floor. Due to the extensive damage to the roofing, the dormitory block remains closed. A sense of hopelessness pervades the air. For once, teacher Nick Harun had little to say to his students or to me. Another teacher, who wishes to remain anonymous, said she simply lost the motivation to teach. But was there a lesson to be learned in this catastrophe? There was a sense of sheer loss, a not knowing of what to do next and how to start rebuilding lives and homes. Families were seen gathered in clearings beside their homes under makeshift shelters, meekly greeting groups of aid workers that continued to pass by to lend support. Many families in Kampung Karangan who were forced out of their homes are still sleeping in tents and makeshift shelters. Some lack the funds to rebuild, some lack the manpower. Many are still devastated and have lost the willpower.